Hey, hi. Remember me? It's been a minute. Been a long minute. I don't know if y'all can hear the ice cream truck outside. It's nice outside. That's cute. I've been through a lot. Since January, things have been very intense. We could talk about that later though. Right now, I want to share an experience with you that just happened. And by the way, if you're one of those under 3 minute people, like if it's over 3 minutes, you're gonna go, you can leave. It's cool because it's not gonna be 3 minutes or less. Um, but thanks for stopping by. So 2 days ago, doorbell rang and my daughter went to answer it, and I felt a heaviness in my heart. So I got up to go see who it was, and I stepped through the hallway. I stepped around my daughter and saw my neighbor standing there, and she looked like a zombie. Her eyes were blank, her skin was pale and dry, and she was staring at me, but I could tell she was not present. And I told her to come in. And she got close to me. I said, are you getting ready? Are you having a seizure? And she shook her head. I said, okay. And I touched her and I said, I'm gonna call an ambulance. And she said, no. And she started to almost lose it. No ambulance, no hospital. No, I don't wanna go to the, okay, calm down. You know I don't have a car, right? It's okay. No. So I guided her to sit down on the couch. And we're sitting this way, and she's sitting right here, and I'm facing her, but she's just staring straight ahead. And I'm talking to her, and she's not responding. And I could see the seizure coming on, but more so, I could feel it. So I put my hand on her chest, and I just started talking to her, telling her she did not have to be afraid. She said, I'm scared. I said, you don't have to be scared. You don't have to be scared. No fear. You're going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And she starts saying over and over, just talk to me, Asha, just talk to me. Please, just talk to me. I said, I am talking to you. Can you hear me talking to you? Do you hear me? She said, yes. I said, okay, well, we're going to breathe. So I took her through some deep breathing, talked to her, tried to de-escalate her emotion. And I just started telling her that you're okay. We're going to be okay. This is going to pass. You're going to be fine. And then something happened, and I just heard myself say, you get to live. And she did like that. And I felt a break. And my granddaughter was playing in front of us. She looked down at her. Mind you, the whole time, her eyes never darted from straight ahead. She looked down at my granddaughter, and this beautiful smile, she has such a beautiful smile, just hit her face, and I could see her eyes light up. And I said, beautiful, huh? She said, yeah. I said, well, think about your grandson. And she did like this. And then she kind of went back down, and I felt the stiffness in my own head. And I said, Wanda, we're here. We're right here. We're okay. You're fine. This is over. She did it again. And she looked over me. She took a deep breath and she said, oh my God, you're my angel. You're my angel. I'm okay. And I'm hugging her, and we're just embracing. And she said, all I knew when I felt it coming, all I knew was that I had to get over here. I had to get to you. I knew I needed you to just talk to me. And we sat and talked for a while. She's got some really disturbing things going on. in her life, but I told her, I said, you do understand that you get to live, right? You get to live. She said, I know. She said, but I'm exhausted. I haven't slept for a long time. I said, go home, drink a lot of water, breathe, and go to sleep. Yesterday, she came over, and I opened the door. Her eyes were bright and glossy. Her skin was glowing, and she was just, oh my God, I have something to share with you. I need to tell you something. Can I come in? I won't take much of your time. Can I just talk to you? I need to talk to you. I said, come on. Tell me what happened. She's like, oh my God. I said, calm down. First, let's start there. Calm down. What happened? She said, Asha, all of my demons are gone. I said, huh? She said, all of my demons are gone. I'm so happy. I said, well, what happened? She said, I talked to my son yesterday, my oldest son yesterday. We haven't talked in 11 years. She said, Asha, I spent 5 hours on the phone with him yesterday. And she said, we talked about cooking, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff, and then we talked about some stuff that happened when he was younger. And she said, I'm free. And we're both crying. She said, I'm free. And I looked at her and I said, Wanda, remember I told you yesterday that you get to live. Oh, no, she said, and he also said that I could come and live with him. That he has a big house and he has a room and I could come live and he won't charge me anything. And I said, Wanda, do you remember I told you yesterday that you get to live? And she froze. She said, what? I said, Wanda, you had a seizure. You almost had a full-blown bad seizure. You came over here. You don't remember? She said, no, that was a dream. I said, honey, that was not a dream. You were sitting right here. Yet she said, no. I said, do you remember me telling you that you get to live? She said, yeah. But I was dreaming that you were telling me that. I said, no. No. She said, oh my. And then at the same time, we both said, there's no coincidence that I talked to my son yesterday. I said, honey, we don't do coincidences. We don't do coincidences. Do you remember before you left that I said, you get to live. You have to change your living arrangements. Something has to change. She said it was a dream. Girl, it wasn't a dream. Why am I sharing this with you? At Christmas time, I did a reel about your presence being a present. All day, that day when she came over about to have that full-blown seizure, I was just in here meditating, reading, breathing, focusing on myself, dealing with stuff that's been going on, getting myself out of a low-level place because I have been not good, and just kind of loving on myself, self-care, emotional care, mental care, not knowing why, just following spirit. And she came. I chose that day to actually sit and be present. And it was my presence that she needed. Had I been in the state that I was in weeks prior, I may not have been able to handle that. I may not have been able to tap into the gift that I have of healing. Your presence is a present. Our presence could be the dividing line between life and death for someone. And our presence, we don't know what impact our presence has in that other person's overall divine plan for their life. I hope you understand what I'm saying, because this is powerful. This is important. You, yes, your presence, you here at this time now, is not an accident. It's not a coincidence. Someone, somewhere needs you. So please, stay present. Stay present, because you never know. You never know. I'm still reeling off of that. And I'm so grateful to God for all that He's done in my life. Yeah. That's it. Oh no, one more thing. Almost forgot. Nah, I wouldn't forget.